Am I lucky enough? Who knows? Hello everyone guys, I hope that you guys are doing pretty good out there today, and I am back again with another new episode of the Hustle Factory podcast. How's everyone doing today? I just want to go and welcome everyone to this podcast, but if you happen to be a new listener of this podcast, I just wanted to say I welcome you to this podcast, the Hustle Factory podcast, and in this podcast, I basically cover motivational rants about life, and with it, I use my entrepreneurial thoughts about it, and from time to time, I also do some interview episodes with a variety of content creators out there, and I will make sure to go ahead and link all of those playlists on the top card above. That way you guys get to see it. I do have some few episodes, so go check them out. And I just want to go and let you guys know ahead of a time that I do apologize that even though I have said that I will start consistently uploading episodes on this podcast, it may look like I've been uploading every month now, but it seems to me that every time I upload an episode, I always ended up uploading it almost at the near end of every month. I mean, it's just because that a lot lately I have been incredibly busy with different things and so on, some personal stuff too, so it kind of got messed up with my scheduling with my podcast content creation and so on. Other than that, I just been very busy. And as always, guys, if you haven't listened or watched the previous episode from a month ago, which is all about whether is it truly too late for someone out there to be pursuing their own passion, highly, and I mean, I highly recommend you guys listen or watch that episode. I'm sure that you will love on the value that I have provided on that episode. And guys, I just gotta say, and I am not exaggerating when I say this, once again, you guys are fucking nailing it when it comes to all of the views and listens on this episode. I mean, thank you guys. I mean, thank you from all the bottom of my heart for all the support out there. And it really means a lot to me, guys. Even though this podcast hasn't reached that certain milestone that I wanted to, I'm still very thankful about it. And you know what? Even a single view or listen on this podcast, believe it or not, it already makes me so happy about it. You know? In today's My Motivational Rant Series, guys, I would like to go ahead and do another entrepreneurial rant about success. And of course, I'm specifically talking about, does success really all goes down to pure luck or hard work? I got so much to say about this episode. I just hope that I don't end up having this episode for more than 30 minutes because, you know, I'm trying to kind of follow the algorithm on podcasting or YouTube. You know, whatever. So I just have to say, I have such a strong feeling about this particular topic as well. So it's kind of like a 50-50 thing. But I will give you guys a heads up from here and now that I will say some things that will either shock you or even offend you out there. They may trigger you whatsoever. I mean, I don't blame you if you guys get triggered about it. Oh, by the way, a quick disclaimer about this podcast as well. If you're an absolute of a Karen, then there is a 99.9% chance you'll be incredibly offended. I'm just letting you know right now, you have been warned. Are you one of those people who has this mentality that always think that the majority of successful people out there, you know, are only successful in life all because they got so lucky? I mean, I actually don't blame you guys if you think of that way. After all, it's actually our first initial instinct the moment we knew someone who's successful that we kind of get this urge to say something either positive or negative about it. Can anyone relate to that? On the other hand, there are people out there who truly 100% believes that success all comes down to pure hard work, no bullshit, no shortcuts, or whatsoever. You know, the ones who literally started with absolutely nothing, started from the bottom, and now we're here. And that is no mean for any, no pun intended whatsoever, just huge credit and huge shout out for Drake. I wish I could put that song as a background music to this episode. I really fucking wish I can. But we all know how's that gonna go with YouTube. No way on earth I'm gonna be dealing with some sort of a copyright bullshit from them or some sort of copyright drama on this podcast. Hell no. Any YouTubers out there can relate to this? Now, if you're getting so far what I'm saying right now, then I can definitely promise you that you will love this episode. If not, then I guess I didn't really hit the right pitch for you. It's not a big deal that if you don't like it at all or whatsoever. I can't be chasing anyone out there. Rather, I'm just a 31-year-old guy who just wants to share my entrepreneurial thoughts in life, and I do hope that somehow motivate or inspire anyone out there in the world. So if you are ready to hear what I am about to say in today's episode, then let's get this started. Remember to hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't subscribed to this podcast yet. So let's move on to the first point of this episode. Earlier, I have mentioned that if you're someone who truly believes that pure success only comes down to pure 100% luck, then I will be glad to break it down for you guys out there. Moving forward on this episode, I also want to make it perfectly clear that I'm basing everything what I am about to say on the perspective of an immigrant who grew up from the Philippines, and as well as using my entrepreneurial thoughts about it as well. So if you get triggered on what I will be saying during this episode, that's what the disclaimer segment of this podcast is all about. I mean, I'm just saying. It's perfectly normal for any of us out there to be saying such as this in the first place because that's literally the first instinct on what we say when we come across someone out there who's more successful than us. It's only natural, so no big deal. To a certain degree, I can see where they are coming from about this, but at the same time, I do feel like there's something wrong with that mentality as well. I mean, is it just me or do I just feel like that the majority of people out there who has this mentality are the ones who are either a bunch of whining ass people out there who constantly bitching about how lucky that person was and never even bothered to get their lazy asses up and actually put some fucking work into it. Or you could be one of those people who have actually tried before, but for some unknown reason, they just gave up and lost motivation to continue on. I mean, look, I understand why sometimes people think this way. I truly do because you know what? A couple of years ago, I used to think this way back at the college. I used to have the same mentality. Like I always blame people out there how they got so lucky, they were able to do that, and I was so unlucky and so on. I know how that feeling goes, you know? I mean, it's not just that because it's a natural instinct to have. Rather, it's just a fucking poor mentality to have in the first place. It's not an ideal thing to be thinking about in the first place. One thing that I will say about when it comes to having luck and success, I truly believe that you can actually create your own luck out of it. Let me explain. Many people don't even realize that this is actually possible, and some people think this is pure bullshit. Check this out then. A quote by a Stoic philosopher known as Seneca the Younger once quoted that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. With that quote by Seneca the Younger, if you do certain things that will somehow benefit you on the long run, essentially you're just trying to set it up for yourself so that way you will have some sort of an advantage, or you could say your own luck. After all, whoever is prepared are the ones who are more likely to succeed in the end. I mean, you better fucking believe it. That's just the truth. The more prepared you are, the more likely you will succeed. To me, that's an amazing quote to always keep in mind about success. I have always been a believer that anyone out there can be both lucky or unlucky at the same time. What I am saying is whatever actions that you have taken so far in your life, that's actually going to set its course throughout your lifetime. That's exactly what you will get in the end. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with what I have said so far? Let me know in the comment section below. Go drop them there. Let me know your thoughts. And guys, if you have gotten to this point of this episode so far, that means you are definitely on the right track and you're loving on what you are hearing or watching so far on this episode. Please consider giving this episode a huge thumbs up, or if you listen to this through the Anchor app, go ahead and send us a voice message over there and let me know your thoughts of this episode so far. Whether it's good or bad, I would not mind hearing what you think about this episode so far. Now then, moving on to the next point. I will say this right now. As an immigrant from the Philippines, my grandparents has always taught me the value of hard work. They have always taught me that whatever it is that makes me happy in life, I should definitely go for it and pursue that with zero doubts and zero regrets. It's like as if that my grandparents, that all they ever wanted to me in my life is to be happy, you know? And I just have to say that I am forever fucking thankful for telling me that at such a young age in the Philippines. I really am thankful when it comes to my grandparents. It's like when it comes to my grandparents, they have taught me so many valuable things about life. And I feel like that actually got me into more in-depth with entrepreneurship in the first place. And you know what? If it wasn't for them, then I know for a fact that I would have never known or discovered what I truly want to pursue in my life. And with that being said, if it wasn't for them as well, I probably would never been able to dwell in this entrepreneurial niche in the first place. Even though that isn't the main reason how I started in the whole entrepreneurship field and so on, that still actually holds such a value to me in the first place. I mean, why am I saying this to you guys? Well, it's just imperative for all of us to understand that, all in all, you cannot always rely on luck in order to become successful in life. I mean, I understand luck has some factor into it, but that should never be your determining way if you will ever be successful at all. I mean, that's like throwing away your hard-earned money into the lottery, and the chances of you even winning, even a fucking dollar, is just slim to none. You have a higher chance of achieving success in life by just actually going out there and just put some fucking work into it. Stop bitching and whining about how you aren't going nowhere about your life and how that other person is so much more successful than you are. Well, I mean, no shit, Sherlock. You should know by now why. I realize that being successful in life isn't exactly the easiest thing to do in life. I will say this. It's incredibly very doable, and I truly believe anyone in the world out there can become successful. So it doesn't fucking matter where you are from, where you are born, whether you were born from a poor family or a wealthy family. It doesn't fucking matter. That should never be your determining factor of you ever becoming successful. I truly believe anyone in the world can be successful out there. And you know, if you just keep hustling out there and just keep doing the things that you are very passionate about and what you believe into, I can tell you right off the bat that you are definitely on the right track, and believe me, you will surely hit the success route in no time. I also do realize that certain people out there who are viewed as incredibly lucky are probably lucky maybe because that person actually put some actual work into that. On the other end, it could be also as well that that person just happens to have some time and money on their side. They have enough resources on their side to make it happen. All that crazy stuff about it. All I'm trying to say is that each and every one of us have different circumstances in life, and I know not all of us are born within a wealthy or even a supportive family or friends out there, but you know what? That doesn't mean that should always be the reason why you never start putting some real work into that. Some real fucking hustle and grind. I mean, it's called hard work for a reason. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory why that is the case. It isn't called hard work for no reason. It's not supposed to be easy, guys. You're supposed to work for it and earn that shit. You take the time and put the fucking hustle and grind into it. Besides, the rewards you will be getting in the end, after all that hard work and sweat, will be so much fucking sweeter and more amazing if you actually did the fucking work. I mean, do tell me. I mean, is that how you want to achieve success, by simply relying on luck? Come on, guys. That's just fucking nonsense. Who the fuck wants that anyways? I'm just saying. I want to go ahead and wrap up this episode by saying some few important things to keep in mind about success in life. And like I said before, guys, I hope that I'm able to keep this under 30 minutes. Here goes my first point. So always remember that no matter what others say about it, luck isn't going to be the only thing that determines someone's success. No matter what it is, it will always goes down to their hard work and pure determination to succeed. Just because someone who is more successful than you are, that should never make you think twice telling yourself that person has better luck than you are. Never think that way, because that only discourages you to work harder into your goals. In addition, I know each and every one of us have different circumstances we have to deal with in life, but I honestly think that should never stop you from ever achieving success in your life. Let that be your own fire, your why, your motivation to become successful. Let that shit ignite you. No fucking joke. And I am not kidding, guys. Instead of us always assuming how lucky that person was in the first place, why don't you do something about it and take some fucking action out there? Stop wishing about it. Just fucking do it. No questions asked whatsoever. All in all, if you truly want to succeed in life, you just have to put into the work and stop using the, oh, they were so lucky bullshit excuse. Stop whining about it. Go out there and do some hustling out there. Stop dwelling how lucky or unlucky that person is. That shit isn't your business. Your only business is your own goals. Other than that, guys, that is the end of this episode, guys. I just want to go ahead and thank everyone out there who have listened and watch this episode right now. And I also want you guys to let you know, if you guys also want to watch the rest of my Motivational Rant series of this playlist, I will go ahead and put all the links for that playlist on the description below, or you can simply click on the card above. And aside from YouTube, guys, you guys can easily listen this podcast on other platforms as well. You guys can go ahead and check out all the platforms that is available on the description below as well. I'm just gonna let you guys know, if you guys happen to be listening to this episode through Anchor and you do find this episode incredibly valuable, you can easily give us a support there on that podcast by hitting us up on our Anchor page. And if you're, as a bonus, if you're feeling generous about it, consider to drop a quick donation about it, and any amount would mean a word to me. And just a quick shout out for Chance Beck for providing me the music for the outro of this podcast. Amazing content creator to get in touch with. I really do hope that in the near future I finally get in touch with Chance Beck, because I haven't talked to him for a while. I hope that he's not having that mixed feelings about it. Go check him out. Check out his Twitter. Go check it out. Tell them that John Lindima sent you guys out there. And lastly, I just want to go ahead and let you guys know, give us a follow on our socials out there. All the links to our socials will be in the description below, so that way you guys get to check out some updates on our podcast and so on, and some important news. Other than that, guys, I just wanted to say one more thing, and that I do hope that you guys are having an amazing month so far. Just remember that you guys can definitely crush it this year, no matter what it is. And guys, I will see you guys later. Keep up the hustle and grind alive. John Lindimas signing out. Have a great day, everyone, guys.